Welcome to the Simply Business Club podcast, the podcast that is simply conversational. We'll talk to members of the club, find out about their business and how Simply Business Club supports them. Simply Business Club, the rising tide that lifts all boats.
Hello and welcome back to the Simply Business Club podcast, where everything is simply conversational networking. We are joined today by Nathaniel from SFM Sales and Leads. Hello, welcome.
Good afternoon. Hello.
How's things?
All right. John's team beat us at football last night, so we'll just get it out of the way straight away before he cracks on with it consistently.
I wasn't going to say a word, man.
Yeah, you already tried to. Yeah. So yeah, they beat us. Brand new teams. We used to be on the same team. And they relied on me heavily in that team. So we'll see how it goes when it's more competitive.
All right, that's round 2 of the podcast, is it?
Right, see you later, guys.
Crack on.
Yeah.
Amazing. So Nathaniel, for those who don't know, tell us a bit about you, what you do, and SFM.
So I am Nathaniel Couzens. I run SFM Sales and Leads and SFM Renewables. We are first and foremost, we're a lead generation company that generates leads through any sort of platform that you can think of, mainly social media, but we delve into Google, websites, direct sales, things like that. And then the renewable side of things is to do with solar panels, air source heat pumps, boilers, fitting new ones across the country. So yeah, that's just kicking off at the moment as well.
Amazing. And who is it you're out there reaching? What's your goal for the business? Deep straight away.
Yeah, we went in straight away. Goals for the business. I know this sounds stupid. I just want to be able to go on down to the shops and buy whatever I want, like for my family, buy a new house whenever I want, or not whenever I want, but have the freedom to do what I want. And that's why I started the business. It's starting to come and you can start to see it, and that's why I think everyone gets into business, is either to not have the monogamy of getting up every day and going to work for a boss that you don't like, or to give yourself that sort of financial freedom. And I think that's why I did that. And it's also to be there for my kids as well was another big thing. So yeah.
Amazing.
That's always been a massive one for me. Is that I've been in business now for about 8 or 9 years, and it's always been actually the family element of, even when there's been bad times, it's the fact that you can go to the kids' shows, or you can do this or that or the other. You can stop at 2:00 in the afternoon because you can. So
and it is a bonus, and obviously it's like half term this week, isn't it? So we're going to a swimming pool on Friday because
you can.
We can, So it's just
and you can work later in the evening or something like that, just to make up the time.
Just a little bit, and it's all about just building it to a point where, again, it's a legacy. It's something for my kids to be proud of. It's something for my family to build on, and then something for them to always have to fall back on. I couldn't go back to working for somebody else ever again now because of, well, number one, no one can handle it, right? Having me in the office, apart from John. And number two, I just couldn't have that control over me anymore.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I think we need to point out here at this very moment. You just said there, except John, we share an office.
We do share an office.
So there is that.
There is that. Yeah.
I've been in it for a day, and I'm like, I'm done now. Tapping out. I'm back in my office.
It's good fun though. We have a good time. But overall goals for the business, we just want to grow. We just want to get to a point where we've got enough staff in the office so that we can really progress and push on for other things like building SBC, building the other arms of SFM. We want to start a recruitment arm of SFM. There's loads of things in the pipeline. It's just about getting to that now.
Amazing. And what is it that, where's your background? How did you get into sales?
So I have been in sales and marketing for 12 years now. So when I was 18, I went to uni twice. And it didn't really work. So first time I went and did something, didn't work. Got a first in partying and drinking, but nothing in terms of any sort of education. And then I went again, and then that failed again. I don't know why I thought it'd work the second time. And then I went and worked in London for 7-8 years, and then came back to Kent a while ago now, and been here ever since. I worked for the local paper for a little while at Discovery Park over there, and then I got made redundant due to COVID. Went and did a few other jobs like window selling, things like that. It was awful. And then I went and worked for another agency, a lead agency based a bit further away from where we are. And I looked at what they were doing, and I just thought I could just do this better. I just didn't know what was wrong with his processes at the time, but now I do. And I worked on it, and I think what I've got and what we're going towards is actually, it's going to perform well. It's doing okay. You can see an upwards trend, and that's what we were looking for. We're in a really good place. We're in an upwards trend. It's hard work, and anyone who says that starting a business is a dream is absolute liars, right?
Unless you've got loads of money.
Unless you've got investment and backing, you start from scratch like I did with basically nothing. You end up having to work and grind and so on. But we will get it to a point where... Sorry, somebody just winked at me through the window. That's why I got a bit weirded out. I was like, what is that? We're getting to a point where we will have it so fully automated that because of this amazing world we live in with the software and all that kind of stuff, sorry, Ben, that we will... we can build other things like SPC, we can build SFM other arms, and we can spend more time with the family, which is really why we do this.
Amazing. So yeah, big goals. How are you measuring your success at the moment?
How does everyone measure their success? It's money, isn't it? We have to money, clients, and growth. As long as we can forecast the money is there, then I know that we're in a good place. Yeah, we've actually, when you say clients, when I first started, I went very much scattergun and tried to pull in every single client that I could. And at one point, I think I had something like 10 clients. Yes, these 10 clients were getting sort of, 1 to 2 leads a day, but their leads were rubbish, or they weren't paying their invoices, or they weren't, they just weren't good clients. And now I focused on stopping that, going after the clients that I know are going to perform well for SFM. I know that are going to perform well in the way that we do things, and then essentially go after them clients. So it's better for us to have 2 to 4 good clients than 10 to 12 medium okay-ish clients.
I think as well, you've also been having a lot of meetings recently, haven't you, with different people?
Yeah.
And that in itself is a lot better than even 6 months ago. It was sort of like, as you say, it was scattergun, and it was like, let's get everyone. But it was still only about 10 clients. But now you seem to be meeting with at least 2 or 3 clients a week.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I've tried to, when we first started, it was like, oh my God, let me have you. I want to earn money from you, and I want to give you leads and all this kind of stuff. And people seem to think that we have this magic briefcase full of leads that we just don't have. However, what we do have is a really good approach, a really good way of doing it, really good designers.
I like what you did there.
Yeah, thank you. And really good video team in the background as well, and SEO and all that kind of stuff that we can really help with businesses and their sort of digital marketing.
One thing I was going to say on that was that you've got your suitcase of leads. There's 2 different ways to look at it, isn't it? You can go to these companies and buy 10,000 leads. Yeah. You can do that, but the thing is, they're not warm leads. They are names on a list. And they've got no idea about SFM. They've got no idea about any company in the world. They're just names on the list. Whereas the way you do it is very much that you've warmed them up. And
so that's the thing. That's data, in my opinion. Like, people will say they're leads because they're a name, number, and an address and all that kind of stuff. However, for me, that's just data. What we do is we qualify it through either forms or landing pages. Is something we've just launched, which is a whole new thing, which is a lot more qualified. So you're talking 15, 20 questions. So the hope will be after 15, 20 questions, they're going to be pretty much bought in, or they're going to be sort of 90% there.
They've almost talked themselves into it, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you do a 10-minute form to not have at least some form of contact? On the flip side of that, our approaches can be really streamlined, and we can ask sort of a minimum amount of questions that's going to generate enough leads for you. Because some businesses want 60 leads a day. I wish I could find them. But some businesses want 60 leads a day, and they don't care whether they're going to be good or bad. And that's where they go after the data lists and things like that. Because, as long as their sales teams are calling sort of 100 to 150 people an hour, then it doesn't matter to them, does it? So, yeah, for our approach, we're very, very, we're big on qualification, we're big on automation. We want it landing in people's inboxes, in their WhatsApps within 5 to 10 seconds, rather than them having to go on, download and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're happy, we're progressing, we're going to be hopefully around for a while.
Good.
One of the other points, one of the other points that you've touched on there is that the qualification of the forms is that if they don't complete the form, that it doesn't end up being a lead. So let's say there's 5 questions on the form. If they get to question 2 and they answer it incorrectly, then that's conditional. I'm not going to go into too much technical jargon actually. So basically, if somebody doesn't like if we don't like the answer to a question, we'll boot them off. Again, that qualifies it a bit further. I don't want to go into too much detail because it gets quite boring, doesn't it? So listen, we'll get you leads, we'll get you jobs. But I will say this, we will not take everyone on anymore. So if it's not going to work for the client, we'll tell the client it's not going to work. All that being said, because of the scope of what we do and the people we work with, we can pretty much help you in terms of any sort of advertising, even print. So, which I don't like to say.
So from an external sort of potential client coming to you and saying, this is what I want, what are you asking from them?
Well, I need them to. So this is something we're bringing in, and it's something that I brought in this year. It started on the 5th of February. It's just a whole new way of basically going from first contact, all the way down to the leads being generated into their inbox. They will have a discovery meeting. The discovery meeting has to happen now, and that's what I've been spending a lot of time on recently. Is because if I don't know anything about their goals, their aims and their objectives for the business, then I'm not going to be able to help them and point them in the right direction. I've also strangely partnered with a former employer of mine called, everyone knows who they are, Yell, because they have a product called Smart Performance, which is an all-in-one solution, which I can now white label, which is great. So fingers crossed we'll have somebody signing up on that this week. So it's all going in the right direction. What I ask for from clients is they need to have either some form of online presence is essential.
Yeah.
A Facebook page, not a Facebook profile that is a business, a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Which is a very common thing. I'm seeing this more and more recently, like in my suggested friends, like businesses that been friends.
It gives you more freedom, doesn't it? That's the thing, because you can join groups, you can comment as your page, whereas...
Yeah.
Also, one of the things that I found when I started, I did exactly that. And the reason was because you can go and friend people.
Yeah.
It's like you can spam the world. You can't do that with a page.
No, I know. I've been blocked several times. Yeah.
So it's that. That's one of the main differences, is that you can go out there and you can get 1,000 followers or friends quite quickly because you just go and spam the world.
Which is great, like you say, it's great from a friend's point of view. But actually, you're saying, Nathaniel, that later down the line, that's going to hinder you.
It's going to hinder you because of running ads, which every business must want to do. There's no business in the world that doesn't want more business, right? Unless you're the East India Company in the 16th century. I watched a documentary about it last night, so I'm all clued up on them. Yeah, or the Dutch India. No, anyway, it's boring. They don't want more business. So, but everyone else does, right? So you're gonna obviously at some point in your journey going to want to advertise. If you're then set with a Facebook profile instead of a Facebook page, then you have to set up a page. Sometimes Ad Manager won't let you immediately make an Ad Manager from the new page, so you end up waiting another 3-4 weeks sometimes for your Ad Manager to work. I've had it before where it's taken 6 months for a client.
Yeah.
So,
but it could also be closed down.
Yeah, and then
we got closed down. So because it was a business page as a personal profile, as soon as Facebook realise what you've done, they just shut it down. And then you're like, I've just spent all time on effort on that. There's no point doing it because it's long term. It's not long term. It's not going to work long term.
Wow.
So,
and it's more about being able to get an ads manager, being able to manage it as a page, being a business and professional. And the other side of it as well, if you were a consumer and you landed there and they're a friend and you're trying to add them and it's just a bit dodge, like I just wouldn't me personally, I wouldn't like it.
It's a bit like having a Hotmail
Yeah,
email address or something like that. It's like,
100%.
why are you doing that?
Yeah, and from my point of view, I just wouldn't trust it. And it's in marketing, in everything. Your trust is everything, right? So we're not in, I'm not in a game of guarantees, are we? In marketing, we can't guarantee anything, but there's certain things that we do have control over, and they're the kind of things that I want to control and we want to control.
So, and in your process, you can help build all of that and build.
Yeah. So as long as, right, Facebook's funny. You've got a Facebook profile, personal profile.
Yeah.
For more than 6 months, we'll be able to pretty much make a page, an ad manager, assign us as a partner with an ad manager, and get it all done within sort of 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll go off and do all the stuff we need to in the background.
Wow.
Make the ads and go like that. However, what takes the time is the actual onboarding side of things, which can sometimes take up to 2, 3, 4 days. We've had it before where we've been onboarded and then the ad manager got blocked out, and it'll be because the ad manager admin is somebody who used to work there, and now they don't work there anymore. So when they try and upload the ID, it's all just blocked out, and they're like, no, Facebook are like, no, because it's all a load of robots looking at it, and it's just all these kinds of factors. So what we try to do is make it as streamlined as possible. We'll do an audit before it even starts to make sure that all the admin are right, all the people are right, all the profiles are right, and then we'll go from there. And with all the greatest will in the world, it doesn't always work, because Facebook is massive. And a lot of the time it's ran by robots.
Yeah.
And it changes daily.
Yeah. So you can't get, like I say, we don't work in a game of guarantees. It's all just trying to control the factors we can.
So whereabouts are you getting the leads? Like, obviously you've spoken to Facebook a lot. Where else can you find leads for us?
For anybody, we can go from anywhere as long as there is tangible reason to go from that place. So what I mean by that is, if you are a predominantly business to business client, so for example, your clients are only commercial, you're a commercial cleaner, there is no point you going on Facebook, because there's not many commercial, there's not many manufacturing plants on Facebook. You're better off being on LinkedIn or trade shows or trade magazines, these kinds of things. However, if you're a product, or you're a consumer-based service, like a boiler or a boiler fitter, or a solar panel installer, or some form of service-based business like that, Facebook is your one, isn't it? Because everybody is on Facebook. No matter what anyone says, Instagram may have taken over, but what people don't get as well is, if you post on an advert onto Facebook, it goes onto Instagram as well. So,
and people don't like change either. That's the thing. So as much as Instagram's come on, TikTok, all of those, we all still Facebook's still there.
Yeah,
it's all our underlying.
Yeah,
really.
And it will be forever. And he is, no matter what they say about Zuckerberg, he is a genius, and he will continuously evolve and make it into something that it won't be this year, for good or for bad.
As we said a minute ago, it does keep changing.
Yeah.
Every day it will change, and every day it will change, and every day it will change. And it's like the only thing that doesn't change is the fact that it is changing.
Well, they reckon that it's all going to be within our eyes within the next sort of 20 years, aren't they? So, like, i.e., you'll just be able to like flash it in front of your eyes like that.
Oh, don't even go there. We've been watching all the new
it's crazy.
Apple thing.
You can have chips in your arm and stuff like that.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah.
I can't wait.
So yeah, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, big one.
Yeah.
At the minute, short form videos are really, really, really cool. Just trialing a few short form reels and stuff at the moment as well. My face is on them at the moment, so we may be looking for some
new examples.
Yeah. And then so Google Ads as well. So what Smart Performance is, I'm not going to sit here and plug Yale too much, because I don't really. Yeah. Anyway. But what Smart Performance is really good at is, you have a budget, you have a monthly budget, and then it optimizes it across 6 platforms. So it's Google Ads, Bing Ads, Facebook, Instagram, and then the display networks as well. So it allows you to optimize all your budget across the whole thing, and it works for a lot of businesses.
Amazing. Thank you so much for telling us about, obviously, SFM. I'm going to flick over to you because we're here for the SBC podcast.
Well,
so-
it is the SBC podcast, conversational networking.
Absolutely.
That's it. Oh yeah, there you go. So what has SBC brought to you and your business so far?
So I had never networked before I came to the first SBC that I came to.
Dum dum dum.
Dum dum dum. Well, I say I'd never networked. I'd done like drinks in London and stuff, but they're not really
I was going to
networking.
say,
That's
isn't
just
everything networking?
yeah. Like in London, it's just everything is networking. So, what's it done? It's made me more confident in a room. I know that, and I now know that I've got the support for anything I really need. Hence why I can offer so many services out within my digital marketing. I'm not an SEO guy, but I know a very good SEO guy and he's now a director of SFM, and he's part of SBC. I know a great video team who is sitting behind the mic smiling at me now. Look how happy he is when I said that. And then, yeah, and I know a good designer. He's all right.
He's all right.
He's all right. So, yeah, and that's what it's done for me. It's offered me the opportunity to have some, like I started a recruitment business in, what year are we? Like 2015? So a few years ago. And it did okay, but what I really lacked was the support and the help from around me, and that's why I ended up getting rid of it, because it was just too much, and I just had nowhere else to go. I didn't know what to do, didn't know where to go, didn't know who to talk to, all that kind of stuff. And that's why SBC does for me every day. And it's given me some good friends as well, to be honest.
Oh,
Like that. But I think that's one of the big things about obviously what we do is obviously the support. We're always going to talk about the fact that it's support, because it is, and it doesn't matter in what way you look at that support, whether it's you need a bit of help with your business or you need a bit of help personally. It's there to be used and taken on board in whatever way you need it, and everyone says in a different way, which is fantastic. So yeah.
No, I'm happy I'm joined SBC. Happy to be here. Happy to help.
I think we're happy you're here too. Yeah.
Well, I suppose so. No, it's good.
Thank you, Nathaniel.
No
How
problem.
can people get in touch with you?
So give me a shout on my website. It's www.sfmsales.co.uk. You can give me a call on 01843 627 111, or just drop me an email at nathaniel@sfmsales.co.uk. Or just link in with me, Nathaniel Couzens. But yeah, I'm always here. Listen, I'm not here to pitch. If you do want to talk about marketing, great. If you want advice on marketing, great. But I won't sell to you unless I think you need it.
Fab.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much for
No
coming along
problem.
today. It's been great again. See you soon.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the Simply Business Club podcast. Keeping business simply conversational. Simply Business Club, supporting business growth and sharing knowledge. Join us to get involved. See you in the next episode. This podcast is a Your Video Team production. To start your podcast, contact Your Video Team now.